Producers are an important part of Crypto Pioneers. Producer is a generic term that we use to describe anything in-game that allows you to gather, refine, or create resources and materials. Producers include various buildings that you can construct along with all the natural resources that can be found in Cryptopia, like the pine trees. So we'll start with the pine tree as an example. And so now on the Produce tab, you can see the name of the producer here. And you can see any inputs or outputs associated with that. Each producer provides a specific resource and has 4 different slots that can provide different resources and may have different probabilities of being rewarded. First, here we have base yield, which is provided 100% of the time, and it represents the expected output of that producer. So for pine tree, we can see that it outputs pine timber. Next, we have optimal yield. Now, optimal yield's resource type will always match the resource of base yield, so pine timber, but it provides an increased amount. You can think of this as like a critical strike, with the multiplier potentially varying from producer to producer. So looking at the pine tree, we have a 10% chance of hitting optimal yield and getting that bonus pine timber. Next is chance yield. And this one is a bit different. It's special because it can provide a variety of different resources in a variety of amounts, but the probability is much lower. So we can see here that for the pine producer, the chance yield is 3. So we have a 3% chance that this would hit when we want to produce, and we can find things such as like silver ore, quartz minerals, or anything else. And the last slot is what we call lucky find. And not all producers have a chance of getting a lucky find. And typically they're going to be producers that involve deep excavations like mines. Because buried within Cryptopia are mysterious and powerful artifacts that contain knowledge of advanced technologies. And so you can see here, for this pine producer, there's a 0% chance of hitting that artifact. Producing in Crypto Pioneers is simple. All you need to do is click the Produce button here. You'll see the MetaMask transaction. Go ahead and submit that. And as soon as it's processed, you'll receive the resources from that particular producer. We're working on a notification system, but in the meantime, we've included this quick inventory menu here. And this is where you'll see gets updated once your Produce transaction has been successful. The other thing to note about producers is that they all have a cooldown. And so in this case, after we ran the Produce, we got the pine timber resources, as we saw in our quick inventory. And then we saw that this producer went on cooldown for 2 hours and 59 minutes, so 3 hours. Producers have varying lengths of cooldown, but you're not able to gather resources from a particular producer while it's on cooldown.